right, guys. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. And guess what, people? This is podcast number 25. Going Dutch Radio Network. Guys, we are live right now. We just started the show. I am your host, CJ. To the left of me, or the camera's right, stage right, is Blue. How's it going tonight, buddy?
Oh, man, I am really hyper for tonight's show because I'm sober. This is the first show I've ever done sober, so I don't know what kind of experience you're gonna get. I've got water right here.
Yeah, you do, and it's flavored water too.
I
noticed.
Yeah, I couldn't just have regular water though. I had to have a little something going on here.
It's called Fruit, F-R-U-T water.
Fruit.
A fruit.
Yeah.
From Aldi's. All right, guys, this is
No
Going Dutch
calories.
Radio Network. We are live right now. Now, normally we go live every single Saturday night, or most Saturday nights, at 8 p.m. Central. But tonight is Thursday. Right now, we are live Thursday. It is 7:22 p.m. And it's just me and you, buddy.
Yep.
You
it's just
and
you and me.
I.
We got to hold the fort tonight. We got to have shit to talk about so people don't tune
We do.
out.
Now, guys, we always prepare for the show. You know, usually a few days prior, we meet up and we talk about the topics that we're going to talk about and do, right?
Yep.
Well, tonight we're kind of doing a...
Experimentation.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, we're going to experiment. We're going to see what we can get away with by not working. Because we're a bunch of lazy fucks, let's face it.
You know what? I'm going to have to completely agree with you there.
Actually, we're not lazy at all. You actually work your ass off, it seems like.
Oh, well, it seems like you do too.
Well, if there's certain people watching, yes, I work very hard. Constantly, nose to the grindstone. Yeah, I'm a very hard worker.
So, this is one of our first podcasts that we don't have anything to line up. So, one thing I want to bring up, Cardinals.
Yeah.
Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals. Okay, they just lost, 3 games in a row to who?
To the Los Angeles Dodgers. No, wait. What the fuck am I talking about?
Come on.
The Milwaukee Brewers.
There it is. Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah.
You were pretty fucking
No,
close.
no, the Los Angeles Dodgers, they're on my mind right now because that's a team that has to lose, then the Cardinals have to win.
Right.
And they're playing the San Francisco Giants, the Dodgers are. So there's a very good possibility that they're just going to, get the wild card because the Giants suck.
Now, so they just lost 3 games in a row to who again?
The Brewers.
The Brewers.
The Cardinals just lost to the
With
Brewers.
that being said, if we would have just won one of those games, would we have just made it automatically? Or if we would have won 2 of the 3 games, 2 of the past 3 games, and what the fuck?
If we would have won that last game, the third one,
Right.
we'd be tied right now with the Dodgers. So they wouldn't have that one game up on us. So we'd be still in, decent shape. We'd be coming into this weekend series against the Cubs. And, it would,
bullshit, man.
Yeah, because now it's like we got to win one, they got to lose one, and that's just so hard to do, especially with how hot the Dodgers have been.
Right.
Well, actually, I don't know if they have been hot. Like I said, I didn't really do my
The
homework.
Dodgers always seem like they're always doing hot.
Well, they were at the head of they were leading their division,
Yeah.
and Colorado was going for the wild card. Now it's been completely swapped.
Here's the thing. I mean, with any sports team, obviously thousands of people are watching you play, right? If you're a Major League Baseball player.
Yeah.
But like the Dodgers, man, you got like fucking Jack Nicholson and people fucking
Larry
at first,
King, fucking
Right.
season ticket holder,
right? And
Yeah.
that's got to kind of fuck with you if you're a Dodgers player.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can you imagine being up in the batter's box and you have Larry King with his 3-inch thick glasses staring at you? I mean, come on. I wouldn't be able to take his shit if he was looking at me, much less hit a home run.
I'll be honest. I feel like at any moment he would interrogate me. You know what I mean? Like he'd
just
start
want to
asking me
fuck
these
over his head.
questions, something uncomfortable.
Yeah.
you know?
He is quietly judging you.
Do you think he still has his suspenders on even at the baseball game?
I don't think he does. I think he has like one of those cute little jackets or something because
Ooh.
it looks like he weighs like 80 pounds.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You know.
how old is Larry King now?
He's
Anyways, I mean,
fucking old,
seriously,
man.
dude,
He is really old.
it's kind of sickening.
Last time I saw him at a game, I think it was like 90 degrees out, and he was wearing like a jacket and like a hat, and it was kind of like because his head is kind of malformed.
What kind of hat are we
so-
talking about? Like a poker hat where it's like that see-through green shit, or what? I mean, what are we talking about here?
No, it was fuck. It would the bill was definitely bent downwards. Now people like to have the straight bill. It was
Dude.
kind of bent down in a upside down archway.
Yes, that's kind of funny, guys. If anyone's watching right now live Thursday night at 7:26 p.m., 7:27 maybe if it's lagged, please shout out, say, hey, I'm here, or hey, I'm your biggest fan, or hey, why did you send me a message? I don't know who the fuck this is. Can you please stop that? Because I send a lot of messages like to random people saying that we're live.
Somebody send you a message?
People that I haven't talked to in months, or if not years, or maybe I've never actually talked to them. So it's going to be a pretty interesting podcast, to say the least. Podcast number 25, people. Can we explain why we didn't do the show this Saturday like we normally do? I mean, is there even actually a good explanation, or we just...
Well, see, I originally thought that we weren't going to do the show because it was your birthday.
Right.
I was under the impression that you had plans.
It is my birthday,
So then
people.
I made plans, and so now, things are... Well, those plans actually might not happen, but...
Why? Why? Because of this?
No. It's a series of... Anyway, but...
Unfortunate events?
So, but you weren't going to... You were going to do the show on your birthday. You wanted to...
Absolutely.
Which, was
would I
totally
rather
cool.
do anything else
Totally
than...
cool.
What would I rather do than being on Going Dutch Radio Podcast?
I need to go get shit-faced somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
Have people pay for your drinks or something. How old are you going to be?
27.
27? Oh, my God. That is such a great, great age. So many experiences. I remember 27.
How old are you?
Oh, I remember it.
How old are you, Blue?
I'm going to be 35 in November.
35.
Yeah, big 35.
Ooh, 35.
I think I'm old enough to run for president now, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what? I think that is a fucked up misconception. I think that is a dumb fucking rule,
Really?
first off. But real quick, before we get to that, there's one side note. We were just talking about Larry King. You were saying you saw him, at a baseball game or somewhere, right, at a live sporting event, and he was wearing a jacket.
Well, I saw him on TV.
Oh, sorry, on TV, and he was wearing a hat. He wasn't on his show. He was just being himself, or a typical bystander. Have you ever seen old people accidentally wear like hip things without them even knowing it? Dude, I have hundreds of stories. I don't know why, but I'm like one person to notice. Like there's this fucking old grandpa, and I know somebody bought him this shirt, or maybe he bought it because he just thought it looked nice. Affliction?
No.
Oh my God,
Hey,
dude,
we're talking about fashion. I know absolutely.
Dude, no.
You can see the shirt I'm wearing.
Affliction
right
shirts are all those like meathead shirts. Like if I showed you the shirt, you'd be
now. Well,
like,
it was like a tight shirt.
It's like a tight. It's a kind of a tight shirt with all these
shirt.
weird patterns and shit. It was
Yeah.
like the classic like kind of UFC subculture, like all meatheads, dude.
Yeah.
And this guy was wearing it. I mean, I love it. Like whenever you see like you see like those old grandpas or something, like or old grannies, like they're wearing hats, and it totally looks like a fucking ghetto hat,
Yeah.
like the flat fucking bill.
The flat bill.
And they still have the tag on. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Or like, no, shoes, dude. And when you see super fucking old people wearing shoes
Yeah.
that they should not be wearing, like it's not, New Balance or like the old, Reeboks, just something really shitty. Like it's always
They won't be wearing Nikes, I'll tell you that.
No. I have seen a few of them, and they're like one of them was what the fuck was it? That's what it was. Skater shoes. One of these grandmas was wearing
Vans? Was it
Vans?
Vans?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was Vans skater shoes, and I almost I was at work. I almost lost it because she this old frail granny that it has a walker, and she's wearing hardcore badass looking skater
Those are
shoes.
really comfortable shoes. I hope you made fun of her at least.
No,
Oh, you didn't? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Maybe behind closed doors.
Oh, I would have gone. I literally would have stood in front of her, pointed at her shoes, and laughed at her until she cried.
Jesus, why?
I don't know.
Man, sober blue is kind of a mean blue. All right,
Sorry.
guys, I am CJ, your
Oh,
host.
shit.
Once again, to the camera's right is Blue. We have an action-filled night. Now, we're only going to be doing a podcast till about 8:30 top, so we only got about an hour left. So if you do have any comments, anything, please, you can comment on Facebook and YouTube, which we're live right now, and you can call in 636-926-6945.
Yeah, well, somebody please call in.
Call in, please.
I guess while we're waiting for that call, we can discuss. Go ahead.
While you're looking it up, so we were talking about the Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's one, funny thing I want to bring up. You were just talking about right before we did the show. We all on the last podcast last Saturday, we all said, how are the Cardinals going to do? Are they going to make it to the playoffs, or how do you think they're going to do for the rest of the season? This was as of last Saturday, not yesterday, people, which was Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, oh, the Cardinals are going to win the fucking World Series. Like you were so sure. I felt like if you had a $100 bill, you'd slap it down and say, I'm going to bet they win.
Well, it's not over yet. I will
It's
say
not?
that. It really is not over yet. They
I-
could sweep the Cubs, and then
Right.
maybe Dodgers lose 2 out of 3, and we're golden.
And
It could happen.
And I guessed last Saturday that we would make it to the wild card, which is technically the playoffs, right? It technically is.
Yeah.
But we would lose.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's not what I wish would happen. I'm just saying that's what I thought would realistically
No
happen.
no one at this table considered the fact that they might choke, in one of these series and completely miss the playoffs.
I mean, they've been fucking killing it with the fucking Magic Salsa, everything,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
The new coach, we're talking him up so much. And then what do they do right after that? They lose 3 games in a row.
Well, the problem is they've been flying so high. They've been playing it well, and once again, I'm gonna blame Matheny for this.
Why?
Because the fucking first half of the season was terrible. They played terrible baseball. They were 500, I think, maybe 1 game below 500 whenever they got rid of
They
them.
did, yeah.
And then,
I think so.
And then Schilt comes in, and he's got to make up for all this lost ground. They're
Who is
like,
what's his name?
Schilt? Is
Schilt.
it Schilt? I
Gotcha.
still can't figure out his name. All
Interesting.
right, so and they have to make up all this lost ground,
Right.
and they couldn't afford a moment like this. But they're all human beings. That eventually they're gonna have a series where they run into trouble. It just happened
At the worst
at
time
the worst
possible.
possible time against the Brewers, who were obviously a better team than they are right now.
Here, you fill in a little buffer, but I'm going to try to look up that YouTube video. People, if you watched the St. Louis Cardinals game last night, there was, I don't know who it was that totally tripped. Do you know what player it was? I fucking forgot. I watched it live.
I think somebody said it was Garcia.
Oh, man. The Cardinals game yesterday, we would have tied up. We would have been tied, actually, going into the 9th inning, if I'm not mistaken. He was running to third. He was running to third base. He passed third, and then he totally just fucking tripped. He was just beelining, running as fast as he could. Would have easily made it if he didn't trip and fall. He completely fell. He almost made it completely falling. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm going to try to look for the video.
Yeah, I didn't see it happen, but one of my colleagues at work told me about it, and I just couldn't believe that was how they lost. Some guy fucking tripped. I mean, running home should be one of the easiest things in baseball. You just put one foot in front of another.
Oh, wait, is this it? Oh, wait, that was 3 years
Well,
ago.
that looks interesting, too. Wait,
Hold on.
there's like somebody doing a lap dance.
This is all from like 2 years ago. Oh, God, hold on.
Hey, 2016 was a great year.
Here, fill in some buffer while I look this up.
Some buffer?
Just about anything.
Well,
Anything about the show.
man, you're really putting a lot of pressure on me.
Come on.
Well, I like to play with myself sometimes while I'm driving. No, I'm just joking. I don't really do that.
Really?
I mean, I know a guy who does that, and it isn't right. It's
Do you think it should be legal, or do you think it should be?
I think it's illegal.
Absolutely
isn't
shunned.
it? Yeah. I don't think you're supposed to do that in your car, but I've never heard of anybody going to jail for it.
These things they happen.
Unless you call somebody to your car and you're like, "Hey, look down there," and then they see it, and then that's when you get in big trouble.
Is there any situation where it is okay to jerk off in your car? Like, what if you're in the comfort of your garage? Like, I mean, in a parking lot. At what point does it?
Yeah, if you have like a fetish, like a car fetish,
Yeah.
like in that movie Crash that came out so many years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're on your property and you're doing it in your car, it should be all right, I would imagine.
So at what point is it not okay to jerk off in your car? What is that dividing line where like, ooh, I don't know. I don't
probably when
know.
you're passing through a school zone might be a start.
That might be the
I mean, that's definitely a big one.
Yeah. Ooh, it's a big one, all right.
Yeah. You wanted filler, that's what you got.
Yeah, I'm still trying to look for the video, and for some reason,
fuck
like
the video. The guy fell, whatever.
the guy fucking fell. He
Who
took a
gives a
dive.
shit?
All I'm trying to
Yeah.
say is that there was a baseball player yesterday, okay, from the Cardinals, and we would have tied up in the 9th inning, if I'm not mistaken, or at least we would have been tied
Yeah.
to at least try to actually win the game instead of being behind. But I think he dove. After he passed third base, he fucking dove and he fell completely, like almost on his face.
I'm trying to visualize what kind of fall it was.
That's why I'm trying to look it up.
Well, but it seems like you got a pretty good grasp of the type of fall it was. Why don't you explain it?
I am trying to in great detail.
Was it like a banana peel slip? Was it like whee, and his feet are in the air? Or did he do a tumble?
No, dude. Hold
Did his
on.
helmet come off?
Yes, I think so. I'm trying to look it up. Guys, if you're watching right now, we are live, Going Dutch Radio Network.
This is Amateur Hour.
On Thursday. Yes, it is 7:36 p.m. If you have any comments, thoughts, please let us know right away. And if you want to call us, 636-926-6945. Here we go. Here we go. This has got to be it. I'm probably going to get fucking flagged for this, but whatever.
So this was the last play.
Oh, is that all it said? I didn't read it.
No, I think it's going to show the Brewers celebrating.
Oh.
And this guy.
Yeah, we got an ad, people. We got an ad.
Oh, fuck.
So if anyone has any, thoughts of what we should talk about, I really want to know.
Well, I know what we should talk about. I mean, this is the big event of today, is the whole Kavanaugh hearing.
Yes, and that we need to definitely talk about that in great detail,
Kavanaugh.
or at least in some detail. I don't really know much about it, but I know it's fucked
Why
up.
not? What were you doing today?
Working, dude.
Yeah, but you got a phone. You can look at the phone and see a Kavanaugh hearing.
I put my phone down.
It was on every fucking channel, every network channel, the whole day.
Oh, there it is.
Here we go. Wait, what?
We go.
That's not much of a fall.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
It looks like he slipped on the grass or something.
All right, so here we go.
What
This
a
is
sad
the fall
fucking
that I was
end.
talking about with the baseball player. Please watch and learn.
Happened here? Well, he stumbled around the third base bag and lost his footing, as you can see here, and then lost his balance,
that's
and
just
down he went.
tragic.
And the Cardinals
honestly, he probably still would have been out.
This will be one everyone
No.
will be talking
Don't you think?
No.
I think it would have been a play at the plate. And
Come
he probably
on.
would have gotten out.
Come on.
I still don't blame him for sending them, though. That's why I like Schilt, because he's so aggressive. Matheny, of course, I mean, it's
Man,
bad.
you talk more
that-
shit about Mike Matheny than anybody.
Because we had to, deal with him for like 6 years in
Deal with
mediocre
him.
baseball.
Okay, so you really think going into this with Mike Matheny as starting as the coach, whenever he started in 2011?
Yeah, I was shocked that they picked him.
Like, were you pissed off, or were you like, oh, this is not going to be good? I mean,
Yes.
what the hell was going through your mind?
A little bit of both. I had mixed emotions, but they were both negative emotions. I was kind of baffled. Like, where did this come from? Because I don't even know if his name was on the radar at the
Did
time.
it come from right field?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did it?
Because they were talking about getting Terry Francona, who is now the manager of Cleveland Indians, doing very well for himself.
Mm.
But anyway, yeah, it's whatever.
All right, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about this massive thing that's going on in the nation. I know we try to talk about, local news, St. Louis news, but this is nationwide.
This is big. Yeah, this is international.
This is breaking
There's
news.
probably space aliens and flying saucers who know about Brett Kavanaugh.
And they're probably
you
like,
don't.
What the fuck?
You don't know about Brett Kavanaugh.
I'm going to have to blow up the earth now as an alien.
Maybe Brett Kavanaugh is one of them.
Let's do it. Who is Brett Kavanaugh?
Brett Kavanaugh is Trump's nominee for the Supreme Court. He's a conservative judge. He was a circuit court judge, and now he is in line to replace Justice Kennedy, who just retired.
Right.
So he's filling a seat.
And this seat isn't not just like a 2-year or 4-year term.
This is a lifetime. Yeah, this is a lifetime
until you
job.
die, or whenever you say, I can't do this anymore because I'm decrepit and I can't think straight.
They should have like an age cutoff, because I think some of them are really senile.
Dude, I agree.
They're
talk about age cutoffs. That should be a whole topic of a fucking show.
yeah,
Age cutoffs on everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
Think about it. Driving,
well, to contradict myself,
urinating in public.
if you're on the Supreme Court, though, you do want, a wise elder on there. You don't want some young 55-year-old stud.
But you want somebody who is very. If I'm going to elect someone as to be, or send somebody to be a representative of the Supreme Court.
No.
I guess I totally get it. If I'm a far right Republican, which I'm not, but if I was and I was the president, obviously you kind of want someone that is more biased for your side, right? A Republican side. But,
I guess.
But just for the sake of the fucking nation of the United States of America,
He's getting emotional over there.
wouldn't you think?
Let it out.
Seriously though, wouldn't you think you would want to have these people that represent justice in America to be kind of down the middle of the road? Is it that funny? I mean,
what the? No, well,
what? You don't want all far right and then all far left people. You want people down the middle, the people that can reason, the people that understand that maybe abortion's not great, but there's some, you know, come on.
Well, no,
you can't be far right and far left on fucking everything. We've already talked about this for about a million things. You can't be far right or far left. Okay,
sure, no,
you just can't.
But that's the problem is they have to rule yes or no on, you know, their rulings. Like they can't say. Let's say that they're, you know, they bring Roe v. Wade or something. The whole case for or against abortion. You can't say, well, I'm kind of in the middle. You know, like you pretty much have to pick a side, and that's how court cases, you know, happen. Is that
it's either wrong or right, yes or no.
There's always two different arguments, and you have to pick one. And I guess if you pick the left side more often, you're considered liberal. If you pick the right side more often. Now, Kennedy, who Kavanaugh is replacing, Justice Kennedy, was actually a judge that you are kind of talking about, that he would sometimes rule with the left and sometimes with the right.
Who is this?
Justice Kennedy. Kennedy, whose first name I can't remember right now, but
we'll just call him Justice Kennedy.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cool first name.
He's not I don't think he's related to the Kennedys, but
I was just curious because I'm like, that's not collusion.
Maybe he's like a fourth cousin or something that we don't even fucking know about. But
Brett Kavanaugh, this up and coming elected / he's not going to be elected official that's about to be in the Supreme Court. There's a lot of bullshit going on. Is he down in the middle of the road, or is he a hardcore conservative? Like, what is he supposed to be viewed as before all this shit that we're about to talk about happening?
Oh, he's a conservative.
Hardcore. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the. He's not an evangelical conservative. He's just sort of like, you know, he's not a Bible thumper. I don't think but he definitely has conservative ideas. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, if he were, for instance, I don't know, abortion, he would be like, no.
I think he would. That's interesting. I think
you know why it's interesting? Because you thought about it as a conservative, you'd say yes, but if he were to be in the Supreme Court, it's not as easy just to say yes or no.
No,
you have to try everything from all angles. Is this guy Brett Kavanaugh? I don't know anything about him at all, because I know you know at least a tiny bit about him, if not a little bit. Is he supposed to be a nice guy, even though we're about to talk mad shit about what he just got exposed for?
Well, whenever he was nominated, there wasn't a whole lot of, you know, well, you don't want to nominate Brett Kavanaugh. He's one of those guys. Like, you didn't hear anybody talking shit about him. You didn't hear any criticisms of his character. So
first, what the fuck happened, and why is there such a scandal, so to speak, now about Brett Kavanaugh, who's about to be elected, or was going to be elected as a Supreme Court justice?
Yeah, he was going to be sworn in.
What the fuck happened? What's going on?
Well, there was a woman who went to school with him, college.
Oh, no.
And she said that at a party, he allegedly pinned her down and was going to force himself onto her. And there were two other guys in the room, and they locked the door. I'm kind of foggy about what happened after that. She is too, but she said she wasn't like raped. She was able to get out of that room, and so she's coming forward 30 some odd years after the event happened.
So she never had sex with him,
No.
Okay. And she was able to kind of leave that situation, but she said she wasn't trying to be raped, or she wasn't raped.
She was not raped. Her quote unquote, she said, I believed he was going to rape me. I believed he was going to rape me. That's what she said during her testimony today.
So you said there was two guys like right outside. How did she know that?
One of those.
How did she know that?
Because I guess she was in the room, and then Brett Kavanaugh allegedly approached her, and then I guess his two boys or whatever like locked the door, you know, behind her, and you know, they were arching their eyebrows, and and he was like approaching her, and
what do you think Brett Kavanaugh's noise was like whenever he was creeping up about to like rape this woman? He's like, come here. Oh, yeah, I bet he came. You know, that's probably was, and she was like, I'm out of here,
and he's gone. Probably, yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, that's and then 2 more women came forward as well. There's one woman who alleges he was part of a group.
Whoa.
And he watched her being raped by, I think, a train. She described it, like one of those trains that you run on somebody.
Like Thomas the train, like boom, bum,
This
bum,
is no
bum,
joking
bum,
matter.
bum,
This
bum.
is serious. These are
Wait,
serious
the same
allegations.
woman?
No, this is a different one. There's 3 women who've come forward.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the chance right now that Brett Kavanaugh, who is about to be the spokesperson and the all-be-all justice lawmaker of
Whatever corporation.
of the world. I mean, of the world. I mean, I guess you could say I'm not trying to sound like too extreme here, but I mean, if you're in the Supreme Court, you get to decide the biggest cases ever, and whenever you decide those cases, you change the history and the future of law forever. Because once you do allow a case to happen, like, okay, it was always illegal for this, but you finally made it legal for this case, then everything in the future, it's legal now. You know what I mean? Like,
I think you can appeal it, but yeah, it's pretty much the final verdict on an issue.
it's the highest court.
Yeah.
The most powerful highest court. That's the best way to describe the Supreme
and
Court.
they don't see just any case. Like, I mean, it's tough to get in there. And,
I mean, we're not talking about like a Supreme pizza, okay?
No,
You
no.
don't have just like some, some black olives and then some pepper and some
I think
cheese.
you're hungry.
I am, dude.
Did you eat before the show?
No. No, I'm not. No, I didn't get to. All right, we got to burn that Brett Kavanaugh thing. Last thing about Brett Kavanaugh.
Well, we're just getting warmed up on Brett Kavanaugh.
Oh, is there a lot?
Yeah, there was a big testimony today.
And what happened?
Well, it was just like all the senators were grilling him, and they're asking him. The Democrats were trying to, push the narrative that Brett Kavanaugh did these heinous things,
Right.
and the Republicans were kind of like defending him. So it was total partisanship. It was all about politics once again, because I don't even know. Like you were asking me earlier, like, well, what does this guy believe in? Is he conservative? I don't really know because they're not even fucking talking about it. They're talking about something that happened 35 years ago or 25 years ago. They were looking at his yearbook.
Do you think he's innocent or guilty? No, honestly. I mean, if you just had to look at it from outside view, we want to know,
I don't
Brett
know.
Kavanaugh, this supposed who's going to be in the Supreme Court, do you think Brett Kavanaugh is guilty or innocent? Let us know right now. Comment. Call in 636-926-6945. And by the way, we are live. And tonight's Thursday. It is 7:50 p.m. on Going Dutch Radio Network.
I think he's innocent until proven guilty, and they haven't proven anything. And so I guess I gotta tell you, he's not guilty in my mind, unless you can really prove it. I know that woman.
Wait. Are you saying he's not guilty because we can't? Because the courts can't prove it?
Well, how else are you supposed to go about like believing things? If there's not hardcore evidence, then how can you believe something? I mean, you could say, I believe the woman over the man, no matter what it is. But then you look at that lacrosse team. Remember that lacrosse team not too long ago? They were this girl who went to the school with them. She claimed that they gang raped her. These guys were about a millisecond away from spending life in prison, and then they finally found out, and she confessed that it was all made up.
God, that's gotta be
that it was
scary,
fabricated.
man.
So, I mean, is it right for something like that to happen?
Probably
what the fuck are you supposed to do?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, he was walking down the street, and guess what, people? He jaywalked. He fucking jaywalked.
All right, clearly don't take this topic seriously.
Yeah, please, people. I'm sorry. We don't have much of a show for tonight.
Well, we did. We were talking about Kavanaugh. I can't help it that you didn't do your homework. That you were busy
Working.
looking at porno or something on your phone while you're at work. I mean,
easy.
why don't we talk about porno? Hey, I can see that. Wow.
Interesting.
Why is nobody calling in?
Because it's 7:50. People are still eating dinner. People are just
Dinner?
starting to get home.
Dinner?
They're getting ready for Going Dutch Radio Network.
They're getting ready and we'll be off the air by then. All right, well, what do you want to talk about then? Why don't you come up with a topic?
There's
Dick.
Hold on. Let me think about it.
You dick sandwich?
Dick sandwich. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Something I just made up.
We're local in St. Louis. Is there anything St. Louis like you would like to talk about before we go into nationwide news?
Yeah, actually, we did make the news. The FBI has us ranked once again #1 dangerous city. Number one in the country.
Dude, you just said like St. Louis is #1. I was getting really fucking excited. So,
#1 most violent city in the country.
when did this just happen? Like
Yesterday, I heard about it.
So I guess as of yesterday, the FBI rated St. Louis as #1.
This is like the fucking third year in a row, man. We
Yes.
are winning this annually, hands down. Detroit, you're nothing. Yeah.
Fuck yes. See,
Detroit.
here's the thing.
I don't get how Detroit is not more violent than here.
I don't know, man. I've been there 3-4 times.
Doesn't
and
it look terrible or something? I
Oh.
hear like it's just like a
Dude.
graveyard practically.
Dude, well, it is. It is a graveyard, and there's a fuckload of crime. I mean, a lot. Okay?
Yeah.
A ton. But I
So
mean,
I don't know.
but is St. Louis... we talked about this on our last podcast. Is St. Louis really is it getting safer, or do you think it's getting shittier? You know, as far as crime, work, money. St. Louis itself. Do you feel like 20 years from now it's going to be a better place, or do you think it's going to be
God,
more
don't ask
worse
me
off?
that.
I mean, it's there's a fine line, and you hope it's going to be good, but I don't know.
I think it'll probably stay about the same. It might even get better because eventually they're going to have to do something about it.
So is that what we have to do? We have to let St. Louis, we have to let the city go so to shit that we're like, oh fuck, we got to hit rock bottom.
No,
first.
I think
Come on.
I think it's already there. Did you hear about there were 6 people who were killed? It was like 3 days ago, and they all died the same way. They were in their car. I think their cars were parked, and they were shot, execution style. 6 people in
Random?
one day.
Like strangers.
I think the chief of police said that it looked like they were connected, which, I would agree. It kind of seems like they're connected if they were all killed
Right.
in basically the same way. But they're probably examining the bullets and everything to see if the
fucked up,
gun's
man.
the same. I think that there is like some serious... Honestly, I think it goes to the Mexican cartels.
What?
The drugs.
In
the drugs.
St. Louis?
Yeah.
The
yes.
Mexican cartels
Yes. No.
is the reason why...
It's connected to the Mexican cartels. The drugs are coming over the border, and then like I don't know if you're familiar with the crack, the epidemic in the 1980s over in Los Angeles.
Are we talking about like the plumbers?
No. This was like
Dude,
so.
Dude, have you ever seen plumbers cracks, man? It's a little too extreme.
Well, you saw that over in Milwaukee, didn't you?
Yeah, quite a bit.
I just got a text from Nick here.
Uh-oh. You mean Candy.
I mean,
guys, we're live right
sorry,
now.
Candy.
St. Louis, Missouri, Going Dutch Radio Network, Thursday night, 7:55 p.m. Please comment, call in. Sam Canzero the third said, yo, motherfuckers. Hey, Sam.
What's up, Sammy?
How's it going, buddy?
When are you gonna be on, man?
I know, it's Thursday. You're not used to us seeing us live on a Thursday, but it's Thursday, not Saturday. We got shit to do.
But anyway, back to what I was saying.
Is St. Louis getting better or worse? Go ahead.
Well, no, but my argument is that it'll probably get better. Why is it going to get better? Because they're going to get rid of the drugs. How are they going to get rid of the drugs? Because right now there's a big opioid epidemic.
Sure.
All right, so you have people slanging heroin left and right because there's a big market for it because people are all addicted. Now, once those people who are addicted, once that starts to go away, then things are going to get cleaned up better. But right now it's the mafia, it's gangs, you name it, they're all involved in it. There's a lot of money to be made. They're slinging it on the streets, and that's why there's all this fucking violence here.
So you think it's just the drugs is the reason why St. Louis is going to shit?
Fuck yeah. Yeah, it's just like our own economy. Like there's a time where the stock's going up and there's time where it's a recession. Right now with heroin, it's through the roof, and that's when you see more violence. There's more territory. There's more competition between the different distributors of that product.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to agree with you a little bit there. John Semar, S-E-M-A-R.
John Seymour.
John Seymour said things will turn around in STL now that the loop trolley is up and running. I don't know if that was being ironic or not.
Knowing John, it was ironic. John, thanks for watching. I went to high school with him.
Really?
Yeah, and he was, I guess, a former radio producer. I don't know what he's doing now.
What?
Yes. Yeah. He's also a fellow Webster alum. Yeah.
It's like he just touched both of our hearts at the same time.
Yeah, no, he's talking about that nightmare with the trolley over on Del Mar.
Nightmare? What are you talking about?
Well, they've been trying to put that baby out
Real
for
quick.
about 4 years now.
Tony Fleeg is watching.
Holy shit, Tony.
Wait, you know Tony?
Yeah. When you were a kid. Yeah, Tony.
I was a kid. That's great. Tony Fleeg, if you're watching, hey, buddy. It's nice to see you. This is Going Dutch Radio Network.
What's up, Tony?
Hey, buddy. It's one of my brother's best friends growing up throughout, I think, early high school days, man. Yeah.
Those were the days.
Those were the fucking days. Okay, what were we talking about? Go ahead. Keep them going. We're talking about St. Louis going to shit.
Well, no, if you'd quit interrupting me
I can't help
every
it, man.
fucking time that,
Sorry, real quick.
Comment happens.
Sorry, I got to interrupt you again.
Off.
He said, "Sup, yo."
Who?
Tony.
Tony?
Tony Fleeg.
What up, Tony?
Sup. Okay, all right.
True.
Oh my god, dude, that's crazy. all right. We're gonna lose listeners and viewers here. Go ahead. What were we talking about? St. Louis going to shit because of crack cocaine.
Yeah. Well, no, because of heroin. You ass.
Okay.
Your fucking brain is like somewhere else. Yeah. Well, that's anyway. I think I cleared that up.
Here's the thing:
What do you think? What do you think?
First off,
is the crime going to go down?
I think crime eventually is going to peak, and I feel like we're at that peak. Okay, just like all stocks.
You're just nitpicking or not nitpicking, cherry picking.
Cherry picking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like that though. I like that.
Guys, here's the thing: St. Louis.
It's a good idea. Steal it.
St. Louis right now. You know, we've lived in the counties all of our life, right?
No, when I was 2 years old, I lived in the city, but then we moved here when I was 3.
Do you remember when you were?
It was horrific. I had to dodge bullets constantly. Thank God I was crawling.
Oh, okay. So we've lived in the county all of our life in St. Louis, and you know what? There's almost, when I mean zero crime, I mean we're talking about loitering or fucking jaywalking or you know what I'm saying, stupid ridiculous shit like getting actually pulled over for not wearing your fucking seatbelt, that type of bullshit. Okay,
not anymore, dude.
Okay, you gotta admit it's pretty fucking safe. When do you feel not safe walking down in Afton or in Webster Groves like we're in right now? When do you not feel safe? Like for real, let's be honest, man.
No, at the apartments that I live at, Marlboro Trails, somebody was shot in the parking lot last year.
Really?
Yeah, and they fucking died. And it was by that guy. His name was George Bush. No relation to George.
Now, people, for those who are watching in St. Louis, Marlboro Trails Apartments, which he just totally said exactly where he lives, so you can find out where Blue lives right now. So
Come on by.
So you can watch him and try to find him. It's right next to the old Tower T that just recently closed, the old driving range and golf course.
Yeah, that's going to help crime, a fucking, wasteland of nothingness.
It's going to be housing. It's going to be housing. Houses. I don't know, man. It takes time.
It takes them a long time to do anything.
They got to let the greens, come on. There's a lot of golf balls that they got to let, disintegrate.
I really want to go there and play a few holes.
Dude.
But I think they plugged them up with corks or some shit so you can't play.
They probably shat in the holes.
Those cocksuckers.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Tower T closing, people. Reminisce.
I went there the last night and
you went where? The Tower T?
Yeah, they had a band playing. They had a whole day
last
and night.
Night?
No, the last night that they were open. Yeah, they had a fond farewell.
Sam says, "Fuck golf." Thank you.
I agree to some extent. I hate golf.
I mean, I actually
suck at
here's
it.
the thing. I actually like golf.
I
Okay,
suck.
I remember when I was little, growing up, being brought to Tower T, doing batting cages. Being groped by some elderly guy that used to own it. Those were the days, man. Those were the days.
Did he show you his saggy balls?
He used to call it his swing.
Oh yeah. The pendulum. I think he showed him to me too.
He actually called it his driver. I was like, ooh, damn, that's a big driver. Yeah, I got way too close for that driver. So Sam said golf is for the rich fat guys. Bowling is for the poor fat guys. You know what? I'm not going to lie. You might be right.
It seems like there's more poor people playing golf now, though.
Let me ask you this.
Everybody's getting into it.
We're talking about St. Louis going to shit, getting better, getting worse. We're talking about our thoughts. We don't know. We want to know your thoughts, people. Just like Sam and everybody else who's commenting and watching, and we greatly appreciate it. We're live right now, Thursday night, Going Dutch Radio Network, live on Facebook, YouTube. Please comment. Call in 636-926-6945. Let's keep on going with the St. Louis. Is it going to shit or not, or is it getting better?
Well, it's going to shit now.
How about job opportunities?
job opportunity. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them right now.
Dude, I feel like this is the perfect time to like try to get another job. Like if you're not unemployed and you're currently working somewhere, just stop what you're doing whenever you get off work. Go on Indeed, go on to monster.com, dude. I feel like there's a lot of jobs out there, and I feel like it is the buyer's market, so to speak.
But are they good jobs? Are they good jobs? Can you
I'm
make
sure
a living
they are,
doing
man?
that?
Come on.
No.
Sam just keeps on saying axe throwing over and over again. I don't know, man.
I think there is an axe throwing place in St. Louis.
My work, ironically, we're talking about work placement in St. Louis. My work, the Christmas party was at the axe throwing house down in Valley Park.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. It was fun.
How was the Christmas party?
It was great, man.
Was it kind of awkward though? Like,
yes,
you know,
because
you're kind of used to that structure, and then all of a sudden you're like,
it was super awkward.
What are we talking about?
Because I'm getting drunk, a lot more drunk than I normally do.
Yeah, because you're so
yeah, and
you want to escape.
Yeah, you need to fucking escape, and I can. I mean, people, you know how it is. I mean, most of the workforce has to deal with awkward ass Christmas parties. Hopefully, you got like a fun fucking crew that you work with, or fun employees, or whatever, where like you do something fun. We went to the comedy club last year or the year prior.
Fuck, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, it was great.
Yeah,
it was great, man.
I've never been there.
People were drunk as fuck, and it was
that
really
at Westport?
dark.
The Funny Bone? Or
yeah,
something
dude.
Like that?
Yeah, the Funny Bone. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So we're talking about jobs in St. Louis. Is St. Louis getting better? Like, I feel like there is tons of jobs out there right now. Like, more. I see everywhere now hiring. I mean,
yeah, but what, like
I'm
Verizon or fucking, I mean, they're not really good jobs, right? Right? I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, people, you tell me. I mean, I feel like.
I mean,
dude,
good. I'm glad there are jobs that are available. They are talking about.
Do you feel like if you sent out if you really tried for 2 months, Blue, right now, and you have a pretty good job, okay? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
All right, you got a pretty good job, but let's just say for 2 months straight, okay, every night after you get home, you spent 2 hours on Indeed or Monster.com trying to look for a better job, a job that just pays more in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you'd find a job after 2 months? Oof. Oh, yeah, you would. Come on.
What do you mean, find a job or like
find a better job, like a better, more money, more benefits, more opportunities, less sucking dick?
Are you saying that? All right, I find the job and I go in for an interview and then we see what happens, or are you saying
you got the
that
job,
I
buddy.
have?
You got the job.
No, not
Blue. Here's
not
the
with
keys.
the interview. Not with the interview. No.
Are you bad at interviewing?
I'm terrible at interviewing. Yeah, because now they do.
Everybody says that though. Come on.
They do
That's
so
bullshit.
many interviews now that eventually they're going to find your weakness and they're going to be like, oh, I don't want that guy. And believe me, I have a lot of weaknesses.
Confidence.
Okay?
Confidence.
Oh, confidence. That'll make me more anxious. Trying to be confident.
Or you totally talk shit about yourself during the interview, like so.
Well, that's not going to help.
So are you a timely no? Are you like
I think I tried that before.
Are you a confident person, or do you feel like you can handle things under stress? And you're like, I don't know. I mean, back in Nam, I mean, it was fucking rough times, man. I mean, I just had to deal with so much, and I lost one of my children, and it's difficult. But I want to get this job for her. Boom, he's got to fucking hire you after you say something like that.
So you're saying I should make shit up whenever I go in?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I'm not even good at being phony. Like, you can tell.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
I can see that giant nose growing as we speak.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! What you really think that I'm good at being phony? Because I consider that a compliment.
Not at all.
Oh, all right.
No,
all
actually,
right.
and I mean that actually in a good way. I mean, in a compliment, you are you don't lie whatsoever.
Yeah, I do. I mean, okay.
You're lying right now. You're lying about not lying.
What do you mean I'm lying about mine?
This is like Inception, man. We're going way too.
Man, it's like a mind fuck right
Guys,
now.
we're talking about St. Louis. Is it getting better or worse?
I don't know. I just don't. They need to.
Here's what's fucked up. There is such a thick line, a thick border between the city of St. Louis and the county. There's just such a fucking difference.
Yeah.
And not in a good way.
Yeah.
St. Louis is fun to go to the baseball game if you have your gun in your car and on you most of the time. But it's getting pretty fucking dangerous. I feel like a lot of people will agree. Absolutely. I think it is. But with that being said, like, the county is the county. Everything's fine. Nothing bad's happening. You don't have to worry about gunshots and going off all the fucking time. You don't have to worry about, what goes up must come down thing that they start bringing up, meaning just people randomly shooting fucking bullets in the air, erroneously.
Yes.
I love that word. And,
Yes.
Here's the bottom line. Like, should we try to morph the two together, the county and the city of St. Louis?
Are you sure you want to do that? I mean, if the city's so bad, why would the county want the?
What do you mean, man? This is St. Louis, Missouri, dude.
Yeah.
This is St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
All right? People who grow up in St. Louis tend to stay in St. Louis, I feel like. Okay? And whenever you see them leave, oh, I'm moving. I got a couple friends right now that are moving out of St. Louis. Those motherfuckers will be back in 10 fucking years. And I'm not talking shit about them. I'm just saying I know that's going to happen.
Vincent Price didn't come back.
I
He's
have
from St.
no
Louis.
idea who that is.
Oh my God! Does anybody listening know who Vincent Price is?
Who is he?
He's one of the greatest horror film actors of all
Oh,
time.
here we go. Here we fucking go, people.
Well, I mean, they weren't scary horror
Bye,
movies.
viewers. We'll talk to you later.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm kidding. We're live right now, Thursday night. Network.
But you're saying that it's a good idea for the city and the county to merge as one. The tax burden is now on the county as well.
There's such a dividing line.
Because they're insolvent.
The county, everything's fucking fine. It seems like money's fine. The streets are pretty decent, okay? Like, literally, the paved roads are not that many fucking potholes like everyone bitches about, okay? But the city's fucking terrible. Okay, most of the city. Now, there's some parts. Wow, we have one nice street called Washington fucking Avenue, like, in the heart of downtown. I'm not talking about, like, maybe the Loop, which is totally different, part of town, technically. We're talking about the downtown city near the Arch, man.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
As, Frank Sinatra would say, downtown, we're going down. I don't know. I forgot what the song is. But anyways.
He didn't sing that.
With that being said.
Yeah.
We only have one street that has, like
so
we have
what are
one
you saying? That all right, so the city is a failure. So if they latch onto us like a mosquito.
Okay, think about this. Downtown, near Busch Stadium, which, except for the exception of Washington Avenue and fucking giant, massive Ballpark Village, which, by the way, shut down a lot of fucking, small local restaurants and bars, there's nothing. It's leveled, so to speak. There's just abandoned warehouses, abandoned housing, abandoned houses, apartments, townhouses, etc. And it's, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Why aren't businesses going to those abandoned warehouses? I'm guessing the building itself is fucking pennies on the dollar because no one really wants to be there. With that being said, why don't people, if I had a business that had at least 100 employees and it was some office business, whatever, I'm not going to fucking go to Clayton where the rent's going to be 100 times, inflated. No, I'm going to go fucking downtown in the city. The only reason why it's abandoned and broken into is because you allow it to be. We are the problem, Blue. Okay, me and you and I are the reason. Us county cucks are the reason why the city of St. Louis is going to shit.
Why? Because we don't go down there enough?
Because we can talk about, we can talk shit all day about it, but until we actually do something.
What are we supposed to do?
We fight.
Fight what? You're
for the right.
You're being completely nonsensical.
We fight for the right.
The right to what?
Party.
So you're just feeling sorry for the people in the city, and you feel like that's our responsibility.
Mi casa, su casa?
Is that what you're saying?
I think that's what I'm saying.
Well,
yeah, absolutely, guys. We want to know your thoughts. Do you live in the city? Do you feel like do you feel like?
Do we need to come to your rescue? Is what he's trying to ask.
No, that's not what I'm trying to fucking.
We're gonna send the cavalry tonight. We're gonna save you from your pothole-strewn streets.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm about to get pretty extreme here.
All right, go ahead.
Ferguson.
Yeah.
Ferguson.
Yep.
Once again, I'm gonna say one more time. Ferguson. Do you think that changed the future of what's to come, or what has happened since then in St. Louis? Do you feel like it turned St. Louis upside down? Do you feel like it didn't change much? Here's the thing. We're very lucky. I feel like anybody. I don't care if you're white, black, yellow, brown, whatever, red. Really red like Mickey. I feel like we're very lucky they kept on saying Ferguson, Missouri is when that fatal thing happened, right? Okay, whenever
Michael Brown
got shot.
Yep.
We're very lucky they didn't say St. Louis, because they could have easily just said St. Louis, because it really is. It's a county burb of technically St. Louis. We're very lucky it didn't. Otherwise, we would even have 10 times more bad press about fucking St. Louis, Missouri. 10 times worse, man. I don't know, man. It's a rough. It's a fucking sensitive subject, and I know viewers out there, anyone who's watching, can totally understand whether you're white or black. Like, it's a tough subject to talk about, and I want to talk about it. No, I really do. I'm not trying to be funny.
You're all over the place tonight.
I know I am.
I like it, though.
You're welcome.
I like it.
You're welcome. Fuck.
So what are you suggesting, that Ferguson was a game changer in our city's?
I'm glad that the Ferguson riots happened.
You are?
I really am.
Did it solve anything?
I don't know. Here's the thing. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Shooting Michael Brown was a bad thing. I don't think, I can honestly say that I don't think he should have shot him, Michael Brown. With that being said, okay, now we're getting pretty dramatic here and pretty dark. Normally we like to laugh a lot, but we're not going to laugh much in the next 5-10 minutes on this one.
I will.
I know you will, you sick fuck. With that being said, 2 wrongs don't make a right. I remember my counselor telling me that after I did some nasty shit to some woman. Shooting Michael Brown's not right. Doing riots, okay, back to riot against like what just fucking happened to Michael Brown, to the community, to that race.
No.
2 wrongs don't make it right, but you know what? You get even. Enough said. I want to drop the mic, but I don't want to because it's a nice mic. So, okay. I get why they rioted. I get why people rioted in Ferguson. I get why they were rioting all over St. Louis after the Michael Brown case happened. I get it. I mean, you got to think about it, man. It's just, I don't know. It's you can tell immorally. There's a reason why there was so much anger built up and why they rioted, okay? Or protested. Let's not even talk about the rioters that fucking ruined half of fucking Ferguson, okay? And we know well, and I think you'll agree why they set buildings on fire. And do you know why there was so much destruction? Do you? I will tell you why.
Because they were trying to express their anger?
One, I think it's a little bit anger, but I think mostly most of them were probably stupid teenage kids, just like, oh my God, this is going to be so much fun. Let's go out. Let's fucking cause havoc in the city.
Well,
I would love to do that. I did it all the time.
Want to know where?
I remember, what are those called? Molotov cocktails, like where you put gasoline in a bottle and you put a rag at the end and throw it. Dude, I used to do crazy shit in the creeks of Crestwood and shit. I mean, really bad things, people. Like, really bad things. I mean, the police encountered me and my friend dozens of times. Luckily, I've never seriously fucked anything up or had to go to like jail or, whatever overnight or juvie or anything. But with that being said, I mean, think about it. Like, if you were a young black teenager living in Ferguson, for one thing, you're going to hear like, oh, fuck, that's fucked up. I want to go with my friends. I want to go with my family. I want to go protest and whatnot. And all of a sudden, like, your friends are like, hey, dude, we're going to go fuck up, the city. Because we can right now because we know we're probably going to get away with it.
That totally makes sense
Wouldn't
to
you?
me. Yeah.
Wouldn't you? Because it's fun. No, literally, terrorizing. Come on. You know how much fun? Imagine you're a teenager, a young teenager.
That'd be fun, yeah.
Fuck yeah. I would do it too. I'd go fucking burn down Quick Trip if I could.
Well, I mean, I guess I never thought of it that way.
If I knew if I could get away with burning down Quick Trip, I mean, not like right now, but
I hate Quick Trip. I really do.
Do you want to burn it down?
I don't want to say that on the radio.
Because if it happens tomorrow, it's going to be your fault.
Well, I definitely don't like the one off of Revis Barracks where they're blocking a whole fucking lane and the traffic is awful.
All right.
It's it takes about 40 minutes for people to get home when it used to take 5 minutes.
All right, so right now we have some viewers who are watching. It's John Seymour.
John Seymour.
John Seymour, he just stated Mark Pantovani believed that STL City should re-enter the county but still remain a self-governed. I can't hit the Seymour button. But that's what he says. Sam said, Vincent Price did the Thriller monologue, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Thanks.
also did that, but that his best work, in my opinion, was The Fly.
Oh, whatever. Now we got Jessica watching. We got Tony, I believe, who's still watching. We got a few others as well. So we got an action-packed night.
Yeah, we got a lot of viewers.
Guys, I feel like we should take a very small break, and then we do it. I'm gonna smoke.
You got to
cigarettes.
All right, fine.
I don't mean that like in a weird way.
All right.
So, guys, if you're watching right now, we are Going Dutch Radio Network. We are live Thursday night. It is 8:17 p.m. That's right, guys. It is 8:17 p.m. I know. It's pretty freaking crazy. We're live. Normally, we go live every single Saturday night at 8 p.m., but we are live right now, Thursday at 8:17 p.m. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. We're going to go on a commercial break for about 11 minutes, okay, guys? Commercial break. We are going to be right back, I promise, okay? I absolutely promise. This is Going Dutch Radio Network, and we'll be right back. Guys, once again, if you are watching live right now, Thursday night at 8:19 p.m. That's right, Thursday night right now, live 8:19 p.m. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. We've been live for almost about an hour now. We are going to go on a commercial break for only about 11 minutes. Okay, so we'll be back at the end of this countdown. We'll be back from commercial break. This is Going Dutch Radio Network, and we will be right back once again in about 11 minutes.
Guys, I just want to say that I was on YouTube a lot recently. I get on there all the time, and I listen to Michael Bolton. I listen to a lot of different bands, but I was scrolling down, and I typed in Dutch. I just was looking for the movie Dutch, and basically what happened was I saw Dutch Radio Network, which you can find on YouTube.
Yeah.
I started watching it. I enjoyed what I saw, what I heard, and I said, hey, I have to follow these guys, and now I am on the show. I kid you not. Your dreams can come true, and you can be on Dutch Radio Network as a guest. You're not going to be a main star like us, but you can be a guest. That's one of the places you can go to watch Dutch Radio Network is on YouTube. I'm going to let this guy to the left of me tell you where else you can find Dutch Radio Network. Thank you.
I'll be honest. The first time I realized Going Dutch Radio Network was the best podcast, not only in St. Louis of motherfucking Missouri, but in the whole United States and the whole world. It just blew my mind. I mean, it just absolutely blew my mind. They have the best Facebook page ever. I mean, oh my God, I could just go on and on. You know, if you guys ever go on their website, goingdutchradionetwork.com, it is like the best fucking website ever. And I was once on the show, and oh my God, like, I almost passed out. Like, the camera's on me, and I was just feeling so good but nervous, and I was a little hard. But
It's okay. That's the way I felt the first time I was on the show.
Yeah.
Okay? But now I'm kind of a regular on the show, and I really enjoy it a lot.
You guys are a bunch of Nancy fucking Pantsy boys. Let me tell you something. I listen to Going Dutch Radio because I like their kind of talk. They talk straight and they talk forward, and that's why I listen to fucking Going Dutch goddamn radio.
All right, guys, so look up Going Dutch Radio Network, like us on Facebook, and subscribe.
YouTube and Twitch.com.
Whatever they just said.
All right, guys. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. That's right, guys. Going Dutch Radio Network. I am CJ, your host, and the crew with me today, to the right of me, if you're looking at the camera, it is Blue. How's it going, Blue?
Not bad. Feeling good.
All right.
Feeling pumped up for this.
Wow, good. All right, and to
Fucking
the...
pumped. No, seriously, I'm really pumped.
Like, how pumped are you?
Like, I am just keep going. Just talk to the other guy. I can't even explain how pumped up I am.
Well, I have a name, Blue.
All right, on that note, the man to the left of me, his name is Candy. How's it going, Candy?
It's going pretty good.
So pumped.
I'm just as pumped to see it. Well, maybe not as pumped.
I am so fucking pumped.
But a little pump.
God, I feel like there's a lot of pumping going on.
I actually have a few questions. I was actually wondering how the show came about, Dutch Radio. You never actually shared it with our viewers. Maybe you have, but I haven't heard anything about it.
Yes. So me, CJ, that's right. I'm CJ, the host. I decided during conception that I wanted to start doing a online podcast where we could do it live at least, once a week and be able to kind of have archive podcasts to watch, because I thought it'd be fun to talk about politics, conspiracies, controversies, and so forth. And that's really how it came about, if you want me to be honest. It's that simple. And within about 3 weeks, I think, we got all of the equipment. We got everything: microphones, mixers, computer software, everything. People, you have no idea how much this shit costs,
including
it's ridiculous.
the table.
Oh no, we're getting a new table.
We're getting a new
soon.
table now.
We are getting a new table, just like we got a new projector.
We're moving up in the world here.
What kind of table are we gonna get? I like this table.
We're gonna get a rectangular table that looks just like this one,
Ooh.
but it's smaller.
Can I put my gum under it? Because that's what I like to do with my gum.
I would advise against that. It has sentimental value to me.
Okay, I won't do
It
it.
is my table, but it's our table now for the show.
Can I put my penis on it occasionally?
Speaking of labels and penises, I don't know how that was a good segue. I want to talk about how we got our names on the show, our nicknames on the show. So, Blue, would you like to talk about how you got your nickname, and can you explain it?
It's a very interesting story. I showed up on my first day here, and I was wearing a lot of blue. And then one of the two guys who used to be on the show was like, hey, that guy's wearing a lot of blue, so they call me Blue.
That is actually a pretty good name.
I mean, it is, and you don't understand, folks. Blue,
It's better than my name.
To the right of me, always on the camera. I mean, my God, he has never not worn blue ever. I don't know if it's a fashion statement or if he's just really into it. But
I'm not a Democrat though.
Anyways, to the camera's left, as always, is Candy. And Candy, how did you get your name? How'd your name come about?
Do you even know?
I know my name. Okay, it wasn't my choice, but it was kind of interesting the first day at work here because this is kind of work.
Wow,
this is becoming a job, man.
I said, "What should my nickname be?" You guys were naming out names, and then someone said Candy. I don't know if it was you, CJ, or Blue, but
I think it was me.
Was it you?
I was thinking something sweet when I was looking at him, like,
Yeah, he's like Candy. So I said, you know what? That's fine. It doesn't really matter what my nickname is, but Candy has kind of stuck with me.
Right. I mean, I remember Blue first said Blowjob Betty. I'm like, let's go a little,
It has to be appropriate.
Exactly.
And we can sell candy while we're talking about me.
Right. Exactly.
You should sell candy.
All right, guys, don't forget to watch Going Dutch Radio Network. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We are on commercial break. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. Please like and subscribe to us on Facebook and look us up on our own website. That's right, guys. We have a www.goingdutchradionetwork.com. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Going Dutch Radio Network. It's Going Dutch Radio Network. And we're back, people. We are back from break. Going Dutch Radio Network live Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. right now. How do you think the show has gone so far, Blue? Be honest. From what you can tell, how is the show going thus far?
Well, it's kind of here and there. It's kind of out of whack. It's not really focused very much.
Is that in a good way, though? I feel like maybe a little bit of a random, a little bit of a spontaneity is a good thing. Spontaneous.
I mean, I guess if the people watching it like it, then that would be something that you would want to do more often.
Yes, absolutely.
But if they don't like it, which they probably don't, I'm just saying, then you better not do it again.
Guys, if you like local, if you like St. Louis, if you like Going Dutch Radio Network, please like this podcast right now. And please, most importantly, please like our page, Going Dutch Radio Network on Facebook. And, of course, we're on YouTube live right now, and this will be on iTunes. Did you know we're on iTunes, Blue?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, we're on iTunes, okay?
Thank God.
If you have an iPhone, you can go on iTunes, and we have archive podcasts on there right now. We've had dozens, if not maybe hundreds of people watching as we speak. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's an amazing thing.
So far, we've talked about St. Louis. Is it going to shit or not? Which I feel like we talk about every show. We talked about Brett Kavanaugh.
Brett Kavanaugh, yeah.
And his latest debacle. We'll see how that's going.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? You think he's gonna be in the Supreme Court? Do you think he's probably gonna have to go away?
I think he is going to get to the Supreme Court because of the way that the Republicans framed it. They're making it look like, which it probably is an attack from the left. The left is trying to make Kavanaugh look bad, so that any senator who throws a yes vote behind him becoming a Supreme Court justice looks bad. So they're basically trying to label Brett Kavanaugh this, abuser and rapist and, just a vile human being, and that if you throw a vote behind him, then that says the same thing about you. That you support somebody like that. Psychologically, that's what they're trying to do. And it's pretty obvious.
There's so much psychological warfare that goes with politics.
Well, and that's what's sad about it, is that they're not even representing us anymore. They're just having this little fucking food fight with each other back and forth, and it has nothing to do with our own interests.
Come on, let's be honest. Instead of bitching like in court hearings and all these press releases, instead it was actually a food fight, and that dictated who won.
No, I think that will eventually happen. Like it's getting more and more aggressive each generation with how they interact with each other. I mean, back in the 1700s, they used to hit each other with canes and shit, and like they'd have duels outside on the lawn.
People used to wear.
Eventually, we're gonna get to that point.
Let's talk about this. How about the fake fucking wigs? Okay, back in the 1800s, or back in the late 1700s when the founding fathers found the United States, and and later on St. Louis. I mean,
yeah.
What the fuck were with those wigs? Isn't there some reason why they wore these white, fake, giant fucking wigs?
If I'm not mistaken, I think they did that because it was supposed to be a sign of aristocracy. Like, if you had a wig on, you were, a lord, or this was over in England originally. You were like a lord. You were a member of a very wealthy family, and then that kind of, I guess, took off over here once, England eventually colonized us.
Yeah. There's one thing, we were talking about being here in St. Louis is, we think that we're a pretty decent sized city. How many people are here? We got, a couple sports teams. We used to have 3 major ones. We're talking about earlier before the show.
Well, no, they're talking about building a soccer stadium again. I just heard that today on the news.
Do you think that's because of us? How we talked about it last Saturday?
I think that had everything to do with it.
I think it might have too.
And I think it's going to happen this time.
Really?
Yeah, because the last time when they mentioned it, it could have been worse timing. It was when Kroenke was leaving St. Louis with the Rams, and we wasted all this money in trying to come up with a plan for a replacement stadium.
Okay.
And people were just so pissed off about the stadium with the Rams and Kroenke that whenever they broached the idea of, hey, let's put a soccer stadium here, people like, fuck off, because they just went through this, emotional roller coaster with trying to keep the Rams here. So, but this time around, I think a lot of the stuff has cooled down to where people will actually vote to have a stadium here. I think it's going to happen.
I still cannot fucking believe that we did not get a soccer stadium built. I mean, or that it's not in the works and it's not finalized, so to speak. Like, that seriously boggles my fucking mind.
Well, we have to pay for it, though. That's the problem. People are tired of paying, billionaires or millionaires to build their own stadiums. Why don't they fucking build them?
Are you sure we had to pay for it? I thought, if I'm not mistaken, like we were going to get like reimbursed, so to speak. Like, if anything, I heard it was going to be like pennies on the dollar as far as actually getting. I thought the taxpayers were not going to get billed anything to build that soccer stadium that got shut down.
No, I think they were actually going to hike the tax. And if anybody out there knows, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were pretty much going to maybe not pay for the whole thing, but we were going to contribute a very substantial sum in order for that. Yeah, that's how it goes nowadays. The billionaires, they don't build their own stadiums anymore. They have us, the big schmucks and the cucks and the ducks. We're the ones who have to, by the way, it's not the county people, though. It's the city people. Not the county people whose money is being used. So.
Once again, that's part of the fucking problem that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, you want to build a soccer stadium, then we're only going to take the city of St. Louis taxpayer dollars, not anybody in the county. Like, tell me that isn't... See, that's fucked up.
I don't understand your rationale. It's like you want to have everybody have a shitty existence.
It's not shitty existence because everybody's in the pot. If you're fucking from St. Louis and you want a soccer team and I live in the county, then I should have to pay taxes, not only the people that happen to live in the city of St. Louis, but also the people in the burbs should have to.
But the people in the city are the ones who'd benefit from the stadium because that's where the jobs would be at. They'd be downtown. You and me, I guess we could get a job downtown by the stadium, but it's pretty much the city who is, theoretically getting the goods from the stadium being built, not the county.
The city's getting the goods. Maybe they're reaping the benefits, but I'm sure the percentage of how many people would be watching a soccer game that we build downtown in St. Louis that were in the county is probably 75% if I had to just freaking guess, man. I don't know. I just think, I don't know, man, that you're on a slippery slope and I don't like it.
That's not a slippery slope at all. I'm just saying that's kind of what the rationale is.
No, I think you're definitely on a slippery slope and I don't think you have any idea what you're talking about.
Well, I don't think you do either. So,
Guys, we're live right now, Thursday night, 8:37 p.m. We're only going to be on for about another, at least 20 minutes.
20 minutes? We're supposed to be off at 8:30. Now you're, this guy over here is a liar. He's a liar. You want to talk about a good liar? This guy over here.
Hey, people want a show.
I need to learn from him.
We're going to give them a fucking show, okay? This is Going Dutch Radio Network. Okay, what is one thing that you want to talk about? Any topic. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be St. Louis-based. Come on. Give it to me. Come on, man. Come on.
What do we want to talk about?
Yeah, dude. Anything.
Well, we can talk about an interesting thing,
yes.
Which came up, I think it was a week or two ago.
Okay.
It was over in, I think it was California.
Okay.
Where there's a lot of incredible things going on, some good, some bad. They were talking about a whole bunch of employees at Google. They wrote something of a manifesto, which essentially said that Google was an intolerant company for anybody who did not have far left viewpoints. Google, from what they're saying and from what I've read in other articles, are very progressive-minded, and they don't tolerate anything, contrary to progressive viewpoints. And so the employees there feel like that they aren't allowed to, just work, that they also have to toe this political line that they've, established for their employees.
So you're trying to say that if I work for Google, I have to be super liberal?
Yes, without
extreme,
without
almost
facing some sort of repercussion, I guess.
It
is a private company, though.
It is.
They can pretty much do whatever they want.
I feel like anyone that would work at Google would totally be liberal, though. So,
maybe, apparently not, which was surprising to me because I was under the impression that every single person there, they're left, Democrat, maybe they don't even like the Democratic Party, That was kind of my impression. But, in fact, I think Joe Rogan had one of their former employees on his show.
He did. It's one of the few fucking shows I haven't
that
watched.
Really,
or one of the few podcasts.
That guy looks like he weighs like 90 pounds.
Yeah.
Was on there. Yeah, man, you should have watched that. It was very interesting.
Joe Rogan, man. What a person to look up to.
Yeah. But I don't know, what do you think about this? Specifically, I can't tell you what was in the manifesto. I can just give you, this general outline that they're, trying to at least make public their viewpoints on the company's political policy.
It's their viewpoints, okay, people. If I'm going to work for Google, I have to act like I have to be one of them. Whenever you work for a company, whenever I work for the job that I have now, I have to represent while I'm at work, and kind of partially even when I'm at home. You kind of have to a little bit. I feel like that's the consensus. I have to
Trouble in Paradise.
Not act, but I have to represent, so to speak. And you don't feel like you have to do that with your job? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just the fucking way I feel.
You mean politically? Like, I don't think there's like
dude.
I don't think there's like, well, if you're talking about politics, quote unquote, then yeah. But if you're talking about like legitimate, like, oh, you didn't vote for Nancy Pelosi, well, you're gonna be ostracized within the company. Like, you're a piece of shit. Like, that seems to be kind of what they're talking about specifically. Yeah, when you work for someone else, you have to behave a certain way.
You do, yes, absolutely, man.
Which oftentimes is not who you really are.
Right. I'm not going to disagree with you there. I'm not saying, when you're outside of work, you still have to like have that work mentality. Like, I love my work. That's all I do. Da 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 da.
Yeah, but would you, like, let's say that you got a job somewhere and they're hardcore, right Republicans, and they talk about guns all day. They talk about how much they love the NRA. They talk about how much they hate the government and taxes, and you're in a group of them, and you're making good money there, and they say, CJ?
Yeah.
What do you think about those bastards up in Washington, D.C. wanting to take our guns from us? What do you say to them?
I would say, Fuck the government. Fuck those liberal fucks in North.
Would you really?
Up north, I would say, you know what? And you know what? I would be wearing camo every fucking day. I'd be wearing camo boxers. Okay. All right. If I was making enough money, you can make me practically do fucking anything. You know what I mean? I mean, let's be honest, people. Come on. Money talks, bullshit walks. Okay. I mean,
Yeah, you're being honest, Joe.
I am. I'm being totally honest. I mean, that's all we can be here in Going Dutch Radio Network.
So,
live.
so the guys at Google are just a bunch of whiny pussies, and they need to man up and just do their job.
You know what they are?
And start voting Democrat.
They're all progressive motherfuckers who don't understand how a real democracy / capitalistic country works. Okay, they just don't get it.
Well, and I think it is a little bit alarming, though, because Google is so massive. Like, they are really their own country.
Yeah, I'm using it
they're
right now.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately.
Hopefully they don't kick us off for, I guess, critiquing them. But
Sorry, Google.
But
We didn't mean it.
I mean, seriously, this company is more powerful than, our representatives, senators, probably the president of the United States. And this is how they treat their employees. They want them to be, to vote a certain way, to have the same political beliefs that they do.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The government is always going to be corrupt. And I know this is kind of like, okay, what the fuck did that just come from? The government, everyone's not going to agree, okay? Even here in St. Louis, like small little politics, like, oh, the mayor right now is a piece of shit, or oh, St. Louis City's going to shit, people. Another one thrown away. Here we go again. All this bullshit. But the fact of the matter is, most of us don't do anything about it. And I mean, would you consider yourself a hard left or hard right person when it comes to politics? Are you super Democratic or are you super Republican? Are you a fucking donkey? Or are you a fucking elephant, Blue?
Oh, are you asking me?
Yes, Blue. Tell me.
Neither.
You're nothing.
No.
You don't consider yourself as anything.
No, I think both sides are stupid. I think right now the left is more dangerous than the right, though.
Yeah, dude. I totally
Definitely
agree with
more.
that, man.
Definitely more.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of brought up Google, because they're sort of, they got a lot of money, they got a lot of pull. And that's their politics. And I would be just as afraid if they were, this insane Ted Nugent worshiping, red meat, insane right-wing conservative company too, who, like I said, made all their employees toe the line and
right,
go to NRA meetings and, fucking throw tea into the ocean or some shit. Like, I mean, if they were doing that, I would be just as alarmed as what Google is doing now. Anything that's extreme ends up with bodies eventually.
Do you use Google.com?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think what they're doing is? Do you think it's okay? What their business? The fact that the business is so fucking big right now, they are. The money and the profits, or just the money that is going through Google, is like bigger than some country's entire economy. Mm-hmm. Okay, like you know what I mean? Like fucking Georgia, not like Georgia the state, but like Georgia the country, or there's all these states, like they don't even make that much money. Like there's one company in the United States that is making that much. Think about fucking Boeing here locally in St. Louis. Think about some of those companies. And this is actually one thing I've always wanted to talk about. I'm going to kind of segue into this. We never talk shit. The people that are against war, in or out of St. Louis, whatever. If you're against war, you're against war. You don't think it's morally right, whatever. There's no reason. With that being said, Boeing, you just think Boeing just makes airplanes and that's it. Well, they make fighter jets, and they are contracted with these other businesses to make weapons
that kill people.
Weapons that kill people. What's that one? There's multiple other companies. Like I'm trying to think of, not just in St. Louis, but I mean, if anyone's watching right now, local in St. Louis, okay, we got Sherry, John, Adi, we got a whole bunch of people, okay? If you're watching live, everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. All these local businesses, especially, Boeing's multi-billion dollars. Their job is to make a fucking fighter jets so advanced that they can not be traced up in the sky, and that they can fucking, nuke whoever the fuck they want. They can kill whoever they want. Let's try to make a plane so untraceable that no radar can see it. Why would you do that? It's not for our own country. It's against everybody else. Let's segue into the, just the politics of war. What do you think, Blue?
Politics of war.
Tell me. Be honest. Tell me. Politics of war now.
So I guess what the question is that there's two different viewpoints on war, and which one is correct?
What is it good for?
Or are you talking
Absolutely
about
nothing.
the military-industrial complex?
The first one.
The first one, the two different viewpoints on war. I think pretty much like the majority of Americans are completely tired. I saw a little post on Facebook today. They were saying that we spend $45 billion annually on the war in Afghanistan.
Jesus.
And, the point of the post was that we could, do so many things with this money. $45 billion.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. How much of the entire America's tax dollars, which is like $1 trillion, trillion dollars a year, or maybe more, maybe it's $1.5 million, almost $2 trillion, maybe nowadays. Almost a fifth or a sixth of that entire money goes to the military, the armed forces. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's being spent wisely? I mean, let's be honest, man.
Well, come on. Well, I mean, they don't ever come up with a really good rational reason why we're in all these countries and why we keep, upping the defense budget. There used to, maybe there's a war with China on the horizon, or Russia, or another big, sort of World War II-esque type scenario. But they don't talk about it, and maybe they can't because they don't know what's going to happen day to day today. Mm-hmm. But I will say it's good to be prepared in case of an emergency, but they're way over fucking prepared, okay? To the point where you kind of scratch your head and say,
well, I think half the problem is that we shove our fucking we shove our noses, America's noses, our noses in America, in everybody else's business. We shove our faces in everybody else's shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's the best fucking way to describe it. I mean, let's not deny it. I mean, I don't know, man. It's fucking scary. It really is.
I mean, other countries do that too. And the theory is that if we leave these countries like Iraq and Afghanistan,
right,
if we take our military bases out of, like South Korea, that'll create this vacuum, and eventually another country is going to have a foothold in that area, and that's going to make them that much more powerful. That's the theory. But, at what is the cost of us, staying at these, in these countries? $45 billion in one of them a year.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that solve a lot of our problems? Social Security, Medicare, the stuff that we might have to rely on someday when we're old and stinky?
Here's the thing, people. We do understand that, war is definitely not a good thing in most civilized, it's not good for any economy. Well, it might be good for,
it's good for the economy.
Well, come on. Maybe the people high up, the fucking, the people you don't really know about, the people you don't know why the fuck they really
you
want
wouldn't believe
war, right?
how many.
Oh my God. Hold on real quick. I was talking to somebody today, at work, but we were talking, one of our customers, he was talking about how, do you think that cancer is ever going to be cured even 200, 500 years from now? Mm-hmm. When, I mean, the technology people, even think about it, in St. Louis, we have Cardinal Glen, we got the Children's Hospital, we have BJC. That's those two hospitals itself are like in the top 50 in the nation, or hell, top 20, I think, in the nation, just two biggest hospitals. With that being said, Let's talk about that a little bit, and then we'll segue out of the show. Okay, is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
All right, healthcare, and we're talking about the true people being treated who are sick. Cancer. Do you feel like cancer is ever going to be? Do you think cancer is going to vanish? Do you think we're ever going to find the cure for cancers? Technology has advanced so far, but I feel like there's too much money invested in hospitals to actually do that.
They could always invent something else, I guess, to kill us. But cancer's been good business, and I think a lot of the stuff that causes cancer, they will never let us know, maybe 100 years down the line. But there are so many additives that go into all the food that we eat, And, it's such a cliche, like, well, everything causes cancer. I think literally everything fucking causes cancer, and no one is willing to step back and get rid of these additives, just like they put antibiotics in chickens for years, to make them bigger. Steroids they put in, to make the breast bigger. And they gave them antibiotics because they're in such close quarters. They're in very unhealthy environments to where they have to. So people who have been eating all this meat and all these products that are pumped with antibiotics, it's causing a resistance to a lot of these diseases.
Yeah, dude, absolutely it has.
But one of the good things is that they're pulling that back and they're getting rid of using antibiotics on chickens. They found something else, but that could be worse. I don't know.
Okay, with that being said, they're starting to make fake meat, literally cloning meat.
Yeah.
Literally, they're making meat out of nothing, so to speak. Instead of farming
Put
and
that on the table for
making
Thanksgiving.
more cows and fucking slaughtering cows and cutting the cows and then selling the cows, they are making a cow out of fucking nothing.
Well, and that's what pisses me off is they're trying to take our eyes off the ball, because if you were trying to find a cure for cancer, you would look at what is everybody doing?
Come on.
You have fast food, you have obesity, people smoke less than they used to.
How healthy do you think are people in St. Louis?
In St. Louis?
In St. Louis in general. Come on. Okay, real quick, a couple comments.
Better than the South. I hear people in the South are really fat.
Sherry said, "Hey, it's Jamie. Love the opinions and topics. Hashtag keeping it real. I like it, Jamie. Thank you so much." And Drew Dively, a new fan of the show, said, "I feel like even if they find a cure for cancer, they will not give it to anyone. Sad to say, but it is a cash cow for healthcare."
I agree with that.
I agree with you, Drew. Thank you for commenting. Please call in if you'd like, 636-926-6945. Let's continue this a little bit, and then we're going to have to end the show. Because he's going to get cranky. I can already tell he's about to bitch.
No, I mean, I got to wake up early. I don't know what to say. Yeah, with cancer, we can all go into the conspiracy theory arena where we say, well, the government knows about it and they're just, keeping it secret that they have a cure, and they're keeping a secret what they know about the foods and stuff. But that's the only answer that I can think of, because it seems like more and more people are getting cancer. It has gotten to the point where you're like, gee, I wonder who I know is going to get cancer next.
Right.
Once you hit 50, or God forbid, even before then, you're just waiting for the fucking diagnosis.
I agree. I totally agree. But here's the thing. We keep on living longer, though, at the same time. Even though I totally agree with you.
The older people do. Like someone who was born probably before World War II, those people live forever. But the next generation, like the baby boomers, the younger baby boomers,
actually, you know what?
They're dropping like flies. You wait and see what that life expectancy is in 10 years.
Here's the thing. I think you might be right for one reason. As far as I think 2 years ago there was a study that always comes out with like the average of life expectancy every year, and they have to. The government has to release this stuff so insurance.
We can believe it.
So insurance companies can say, okay, well, this is how much your premiums are going to be now because everyone is planning on live this long, or oh nope, now you're not going to be able to retire at this age because you're probably going to live longer. You fuck.
Yeah, maybe we can retire earlier because we'll be dying sooner.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh yeah, there is a silver lining. I knew there would be one.
Yeah, of course there is.
But with that being said, where was it again? About 2 years ago, it came out that a male 5 years ago would live longer than how they would live only a year ago whenever this last one came out, meaning the life expectancy went down by almost a year for males, and it went down like 3 or 4 months for females. Like I think it was about a year ago.
Which is pretty significant. People, that's very significant. That's very significant for life expectancy because...
Dude, life expectancy in the United States... Did you know, okay, we are America. We're always like kind of number one of, economy. You would think health and advancement technology, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that we're like number 120 out of like 250? Out of 230 countries or so that are rated. I think we're like, I'll be honest, I was kind of exaggerating. I think we're in like 90th place for life expectancy in the United States.
Isn't Japan like number one or
two?
No. They're real.
No,
those people live to be like 120.
Dude, I'm gonna have to look it up. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching, we really appreciate it. I'm gonna look this up. This statistic. We're talking about life expectancy in the United States. I wonder what the life expectancy in St. Louis is. I wonder if they have like local like life expectancy. I'm afraid.
It's probably low if we're the most violent city.
Dude, I'm afraid to fucking
planet.
look, man. I'm afraid to look. Life expectancy per. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Keep on talking. Kind of fill the void.
So what are you looking up? The life expectancy in the U.S.
Life expectancy, the world.
Oh yeah. Okay. 70.
Oh man.
70.
I'm always afraid to look this up.
Yeah, because you're assuming you're going to live to be like 80. See, Japan's way
80
up
if
there.
I'm fucking lucky, man.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Japan, man.
Yeah.
They were nuked.
Right now, guys, we're looking up the life expectancy for the world. You know, the average for each country. I wish I could scroll on this more, but you can tell, man. Like all the look at fucking Africa right now, people. Africa has an average life expectancy. That's what, mostly darkish red. So that means their average life expectancy is 50 to 60 years old, roughly, from what I can tell.
Wow.
Isn't that fucking crazy, man?
Yeah. I mean, they're, they don't have clean water,
Wait,
and they have AIDS and shit over there.
Russia? That's that milky, mellow yellow fucking color. Russia right now, people, has a life expectancy of about, I think it says, looks like it's in between 67 and 72, which is actually a lot better than I thought. I think look how dark Australia is. Australia is number fucking 1, people.
Australia with the sun?
Look at Canada. Canada and Australia. And is that South Korea? Is that South Korea right there that I'm pointing at?
You tell me, map
I think
boy.
it is, dude. I think, you say math or meth?
Map boy.
Yeah, so Australia, Canada, we got all the, the great, United Kingdom has an average life expectancy up to about 87 years old. You know what ours is? You know what ours is, people? Life expectancy for America is 77 to 80. That's it.
Actually, Japan is number 1 with both sexes ranked.
Oh, look at that.
See that?
Japan's number 1.
Yep.
Japan is number 1. You know what? They got it. I guess they kind of got it right with the kamikazes. I don't know.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying is that should be studied. Like, why is it that they're living so wrong? And I think it's because they were nuked. I think that radiation did something, and I'm not trying to be
Are you trying to
facetious.
say the fact that Hiroshima and the other nuclear bomb went off in Japan, you think that the nuclear bomb that went off made the Japanese people live longer, not shorter?
Yeah. There was like some sort of mutation, I think, that it caused in the offspring.
Okay. I mean, I have relatives right now watching. You're embarrassing me.
How is that embarrassing? That could be some that we learn. Like
Yeah.
I
guess
study it.
Joey Will's
bullshit. Whatever.
Joey Will, Sharon, Sarah, Sherry, John, Adi, all you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Greatly appreciate it. We're talking about life expectancy. We're talking about the world and how corrupt it is.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one more conspiracy, just like a real conspiracy. Then we're done. Come on, we got a lot of viewers, man. I'm not lying. I'm making that up,
man. All right, what's a conspiracy?
Come on, let's talk about one. Any of them. The biggest one that you can think of, other than fucking 9/11, which we already talked about like 100 times.
Or Kennedy.
That thing's
been beaten to death.
It has, man. Literally.
What is a good conspiracy theory? Isn't there one? Well, I mean, there's Roswell. I know that there's a Roswell incident. I know you're into aliens,
Dude. Totally.
You.
Do you think there are aliens, Blue?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because I think when you define what an alien is, it isn't always like some Martian in outer space. I think that there are aliens here walking amongst us on the planet Earth that we're not even aware that they're aliens. Maybe they're not even aware of it.
Do you think that
it's not the lizard people, theory, that they're
Dude.
are rulers, or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Okay,
I don't know if I believe that. But.
Please, people, comment. Let us know if you think aliens exist or not. We want to know. With that being said, I feel like aliens do not exist, and you think I'm crazy. If anyone knows me, CJ, your host, I am really big into astrophysics and astronomy. I love space. I read and listen to a lot of books, and I love watching the stars with the telescope. I mean, all the time. Everybody, I mean, would you agree? I'm pretty big into space, right?
Yeah, you're big. Yeah.
Yeah. With that being said, I don't think aliens exist, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God, how could you believe that, CJ? If you're really that big in astronomy?" You know what? We haven't seen them yet. Where the fuck are they?
They're walking amongst us.
Are they? You mean like
Yeah.
in a different fucking dimension? Are we getting like we're on like are we smoking weed now? Like type of like we don't know what the fuck.
No, and I guess to try to explain myself better is that like there's different people here on planet Earth,
Yes.
and they, I guess in a way they don't fit in with the rest of society. They're sort of outliers.
You mean like introverts?
Well, that might be what they refer to them as. And I don't mean all introverts are like this, but there's some people who just don't connect with the rest of society, with the rest of humanity. They're sort of off on their own. And, a lot of people will say, well, they have, maybe psychological issues or, but
Right.
To me, I think that they could very well be the aliens that we've been trying to find. Now, they may look like us, but I believe that they might have come from a different type of, I guess you could say, tribe,
Now,
for lack of a better term.
They've always said thousands of years ago there were two type of humans, and then they kind of separated during right after conception, as far as whenever they started kind of being human-like, when they started being upright. One is Neanderthals,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's this other species that turned into humans.
Mm-hmm.
And they state that the Neanderthals kind of died off because they weren't smart. They were kind of like the stupid ones, right? And that the human race that we know today kind of lived on. But they said some of the Neanderthals mated with humans, so they're still like retard. Sorry, not retard, but they're still. Yeah, I mean, think about the human race. Like, did we really come from the Big Bang? Did it? Civilization. Like how did that?
No,
human...
here what I'm trying to
Tell me, Blue.
What I'm trying to suggest is that there was at some point aliens that came from another planet, came here, looked similar to us, very similar to us. That's the problem. The first mistake that everybody makes, they're like, well, if it's an alien, it's got the two big black eyes, and it has the big egg-looking head, and all that.
And it came from a flying saucer.
Who is to say that there aren't aliens who look like us from another planet? You know what I'm saying?
Well, like, when did they come down? Like randomly, like a couple minutes ago?
We
or
could
are
say
we talking about
no. Thousands and thousands, millions of years ago, they probably came here, and the remains of whatever vessel that they used to get here has long since completely gone away.
Oh.
They've reproduced. They continue to live here, to where if there is one walking around today, they're not aware of it. They don't know what happened millions of years ago.
Wait.
The lineage is kind of broken off.
So what you're trying to say is that, there's natural
I could be an
adaptation.
alien. I don't know.
You're trying to say it's possible that there's natural adaptation millions of years ago, and then at the same time, or roughly, there was aliens that came down and they kind of merged with us. So we could be aliens. We could be walking with aliens essentially from millions of years ago. Well, think about this. What if there was never humans and we didn't evolve from monkeys, and adaptation never actually progressed past monkeys? Maybe monkeys were the most out of adaptation. Even though everyone thinks we are, it could be totally plausible, right? But maybe the aliens was the start of human existence.
Yeah.
All of us could be the aliens. One meteor could start it. It could be just one bacteria that morphed into the water that caused, several, just several adaptations to happen, several things to happen that creates a cell, and then the cell into a person, or into a little tadpole that turns into a frog, that turns into a monkey, that turns into a human being.
If you look at all the planets that are in our solar system, they all suck. They're not habitable. You can't really go there. It's not a good time if you go to Neptune or if you go to Mars.
We're in the habitable zone. Habitable zone. Sorry.
Yeah, they all, they're all fucked. Like there's nothing that you can really do on these. what if those planets used to be like Earth?
They
but
did.
They were, I mean, we're
they-
talking maybe nukes. I don't know. Maybe they had something even more destructive than a nuclear weapon. over there.
They think Mars was almost maybe not 100% livable for us, but there was water.
Yeah, they found water
There,
underneath
there might have
the
been
ice.
terrain and actual like plants, and it looked alive, so to speak. It didn't
Yeah.
look like just a red barren desert.
You could almost see us hopping from planet to planet, and then we came to this one.
Yeah.
But that happened so long ago,
What do you think about terraforming?
nobody remembers it.
Do you know what terraforming is?
I don't know.
So terraforming is, so Mars is dry and kind of cold because it doesn't have much of an atmosphere. But it's they say it's actually close enough in the habitable zone. Sorry, I can never say that right ever. But it's close enough to where there should be enough heat where if you had an atmosphere, it could contain itself and it could create life, and you could have the weather just like we have here, essentially. So you know what they say? Let's terraform it. When we go to Mars, which means send a whole bunch of nukes and bomb the Mars with nukes. What's it going to cause? Radiation, heat. What's it going to cause? A greenhouse effect. That's going to cause evaporation, condensation, rain, water. It will literally create, we can create our own atmosphere. We can create Earth in Mars. That's what terraforming is.
So nuking
It's
is
very-
good. This is what we're learning. Life expectancy is increased, and you can create, a great planet that we can visit in 2 million years.
Full circle, people. Have a good night. But think about it. That is a very serious thing that they're talking about right now with many planets, but especially Mars, because it's close enough where it could sustain life. Okay, if you can explode enough fucking bombs on Mars, you can create so much heat that it's going to create evaporation, condensation. It's just going to create a greenhouse effect automatically, which it's going to be very radioactive at first, but then it will calm down. But then water's going to settle and be there, and then it's going to start going up. It's going to start doing the classic,
They're like, yay, we get to go there in 5 million years.
that song evaporation.
Yeah, I mean,
condensation.
you want to talk about a long project? That would be the longest project of all time.
But many scientists, any astronomers think like that. It's totally plausible. Why wouldn't it be?
I think a lot of those, these scientists who are really into, theorizing our existence, they are on acid right now because, and
we
no,
go.
I'm not saying that as like necessarily a criticism, but I read the Scientific American, and it's like mind blowing the shit that they're considering now about just anything, consciousness. The possibilities have opened up so much, and you kind of wonder why. They got to be doing drugs, right?
Well,
Is that what's causing this shit?
the biggest drug theory, and
They trying to get their name out there?
the biggest theory that I believe in is not evolution, like Charles Darwin.
Yeah.
It's not in the religious sense necessarily. Just God, just let there be light in 7 days. Blah blah blah. I got to rest. Simulation theory is what I really believe in.
That let there be light could be the nuke you're talking about.
It could be it. You never know. But simulation theory totally makes sense. Everything's from the first person view. Everything's fake. Everything is fake. You can't ever. It is. It is.
Well, how are you going to get out of it then?
Out of the simulation,
Yeah.
maybe you got to die.
Tear that thing out of your head.
You're right.
Yeah, there must be like something in your brain right now.
I don't know, man. It
Actually, it wouldn't be it would be the real form of you, not the simulate. Because I guess we're like all holograms, all right? We're just
not holograms,
avatars or whatever you want to call it.
We're in a simulation.
Yeah.
It is a fact. Okay, we're almost done with the show. We only got 3 more minutes. 3, not 33.
Ooh.
Just like what's that guy's name? Well, back in 2 and 2. Remember, he was at 2 and 2. He's a super righty now. Sorry, guys, if you're watching. Local St. Louis live right now. Thursday night right now, and it is 9/11. Ironically, always. It's always 9/11.
It's always 9/11 here.
I know. So we're talking about simulation theory, and I truly believe in it. And the number one, there's a couple of really good arguments, and that's why I really think that we are in a simulation of somebody else's game, somebody else's life, so to speak. And half the reason, I don't know, man. don't you like feel like you don't have control of your life? Not in like, oh, I feel like I'm out of control. I'm just like in a drug spin and I can't get it. Like, don't you feel like you don't truly have total control? Or maybe you feel like it's totally controlled. Like, you already know how you're going to die. Like, you already know how this is all going to plan out. You can't get out of it no matter what you do because you were just another sim in somebody else's game.
Well, the research that they've done into genetics, I think, actually kind of provides a case for what you're saying. For someone who does feel like that they don't have control, genetics. Right. I mean, from day one, it's the way you look, the way you think, the way you act. The most subtle thing about you is determined in your genetic code.
So you know how everything
alcoholism.
Do you know how everything in the world, including this mixer, this table, this can of beer, this phone, you, me, are just made out of atoms? Right, we're made out of molecular atoms, so tiny that it's you can actually see it with a microscope. And inside each individual atom, that is 1/1,000,000th the size of a grain of sand, is neutrons, protons, electrons that make up that molecule. Right. Mm-hmm. With that being said, did you know that this table that I am hitting right now, the atom, inside the atom, so there's atoms that make up this table, right? It is so empty inside that atom, 99% of it is empty. Only 1% of it contains electrons, protons, and neutrons, which means that 99% of this table, I should not be able to even touch. 99% of this table doesn't even exist. That is actually a scientific fact. Mind blown.
Until that fact is no longer a fact.
Oh, here we go.
Well, it's true. Science is always progressing.
It's progressing.
But they
not just changing and just changing the thoughts. It's progressing more and more and more and better, smarter, faster, stronger.
I think oftentimes they contradict what they thought was the absolute truth.
Really?
That's what science is. Hey, it's fine. Keep digging.
Guys, this is Going Dutch Radio Network. Do you have any final thoughts? Do you have anything that you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Hey, I'm just glad tomorrow's Friday. That's all I got to say.
TGI motherfucking F, bitches.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, whoa. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to play that quite yet. Guys, this is Going Dutch Radio Network. We are live right now, Thursday night, 9:15 p.m. We're signing off very, very soon. And we appreciate anybody who likes our podcast right now. But most importantly, like our page, Going Dutch Radio Network.
Look at your picture on pause.
No one else can see that, thankfully. Thank the Lord. But we talked about a lot. We talked about St. Louis going to shit. Right now, we have actually 3 people watching us as we speak. Are you sure you really want to end right now? Because we're about to get more.
I'm really tired. I want to go to bed.
Oh, you fucking cuck.
You can keep going if you want.
I know, but I can't because it's really awkward when I'm by myself.
Why?
I don't know, man. It is. It's very awkward. Because Jessica yells at me, and she knows that I get really drunk, and I just play a lot of music, and people make fun of me, man. People make fun of me. You're on Going Dutch Radio Network. Just can't explain it, man.
I do remember when you did that on your own, and you were playing music.
Did you watch it? Did you watch a podcast?
Some of it, yeah. You played like the Talking Heads Once in a Lifetime.
Oh, what was
You're
that?
like, this song is so good. Listen.
Did I really?
Listen to my... Well, I mean, you didn't sound like that. Oh. You're just like, yeah, guys, I really like this song. Listen.
Hey, guys, this is... Yeah, dude. I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, we're all human, people. We're all human, okay?
Absolutely.
We are. Any good final thoughts?
No.
Just anything. Anything good.
We'll see you next week.
All right, guys. That is Blue signing off. I am CJ from Going Dutch Radio Network signing off. It is Thursday night. We're not going to be live this Saturday. Sorry, guys. We're not going to be. I know it sucks. But it is what it is. This is Going Dutch Radio Network, people. We are out. Signing off. Goodbye, people. We love you. We're in St. Louis.